जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Chennai Tiruchirappalli Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दियो।
Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Pommie Mbangwa, who speaks English, and Harsha Bhogle, who's been speaking French for the last 5 minutes. Did you have foie gras for dinner? What's going on with you?
Only champignons.
Oh, nice Sunday, after all.
Risotto avec les champignons. Three types of champignons. Mushroom.
Croissant?
No croissant.
The one French word I know.
Croissant.
Croissant. Yeah, it's delicious.
But you also know fromage, cheese.
Fromage? Fromage is cheese?
Yeah.
What about mushroom?
Champignon.
No, so nice. Also, you were saying you had mushroom. I thought you had champagne. Because you're surely
It's
acting like you've had too much of that. Champagne. All right. Can the Night Riders pop some champagne? Perhaps they can, because they have managed to hold this very accomplished Chennai batting to 144 in 20 overs. Yes, they just couldn't get going, except Dubey, who gets going all the time. And he's been doing that a lot this season. He got 48 of 34, hit a few sixes. Service as per usual from him, but everybody else just seemed to get a little stuck. And there's a lot of proper batters there who just couldn't get going today. Pommie, is it the surface? Was it the bowling? Was it a combination of all, or was it the champagne? Not the last, not the last one. Not the last one.
I'm hoping they didn't have any champagne, okay? or
Not as yet.
Any early celebrating. But yeah, we're at the stage in the tournament where when playing at Chennai, at Chepauk, it's kind of spin heaven, isn't it? And the pitch is a bit slow. I'm trying to think of the previous game, actually, where they won there again, Chennai Super Kings, and the pitch played quite slowly and there was a bit of turn. In relation to what has happened at the start of the tournament, where teams went there and would score 200.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, whoa, what have we got here? You know, what kind of surface? This is not what you expect. You expect that, you know, Chennai Super Kings would have their spinners employed. They still did better than seamers, but the pitch was much better and more conducive to stroke play. It's harder as we go on, we know that. But I'm not entirely sure that 144 is a score that they'll say, yeah, this is a good score and we're quite happy with it. I think more in the region of like 160. They just lost their way in the middle there. Lost too many wickets. And that's
from the power play till the last 5. Ooh, that's poor. They look at that.
7 to 15.
40 for 4.
40 for 4. Is this a game you're referring to? Chennai made 167 against DC.
Yeah.
And DC only managed 140 for 8.
Yeah. I did that game.
So that's why you're saying 160 would have been a decent
Yeah, 160,
score.
165 around there. You think so. However, 40 for 4 in the middle, it's a big chunk out of a side, right? And so it really does require a rear guard at the back end. And again, it's very much backs against the wall stuff rather than by design. If it is by design, I think they make up those 20 runs in that middle period, and then kind of end up around there.
I'm just saying, though, you look at that period, right? You say, yes, you have lost 4 wickets, but you're batting deep. You've got, MS at 8, and you've got Chahar coming at number 9. Does still going at less than a run a ball in those 9 overs, is that justified, though?
No.
They would look at that and be disappointed.
No, definitely not. But who are the batters at that time? Rahane just got out. There's Raidu, Dubey, Moeen, Jadeja.
Yeah.
That phase. Now, these are players who can go for it. You found even at the end, when Jadeja was trying to play the shots, he was not connecting the boundaries.
Yeah.
In fact, it might be a good idea to count the boundaries. 3 into 5, 6, 7 fours.
Yeah, and how many?
In the entire innings.
Dubey hit a few sixes.
4, 5, 6s. That's it. 7 fours and 5 6s. That's 12 boundary hits.
Yeah. That's very strange. But that's what happens with Chepauk, right? No matter what it does, towards the end, it just, because it's just so hot, it's so humid there.
I've got a theory that initially, because they were playing at home after such a long time, nobody knew what home conditions were like because they're coming after 3 years.
True.
But more important, I don't know when they were given control of the grounds. So by the time they managed to get the kind of pitches they wanted to their strengths, it was half the season over. So you see now Kolkata is getting the kind of pitches they want. Chennai is getting the kind of pitches they want. Mumbai are getting. So now I think they're getting the pitches that they want.
I don't think that's by design, though.
You think it's just wear and tear?
Yeah, I think it's just a case of you start off the season and kind of a month and a half later, heat and playing on them and all the rest, they get a bit tired and less grass doesn't allow them the opportunity to grow because you're playing on them, right? They're being cut and rolled and whatever, and wear and tear, it just gets slower, and then therefore you will get some turn. But if you're the ground staff, I'm trying to think who it is we were talking to, one of the support staff, where we were saying to them from commentary boxes as we do those interviews, we said, look, is this kind of pitch you guys have wanted to play on? And what is it? How does that go these days? You know, do you manage to go and tell the ground staff, curator, and this is
you get your say,
okay, so that this is, and he said, not really. It doesn't quite work that way. It's a case of IPL, BCCI have those who are in charge of grounds, and they'll go and they'll sort out grounds so that these pitches will last from beginning of tournament to the end.
So that's the interest. Their interest is not spin or pace or play to a team's strength. Their interest is to just preserve it for this very harsh weather period.
I don't think so much preserve it. Yeah. Yes, you want to preserve it because you don't want it to like crumble and be difficult to play because you want runs, lots of runs, right? 2020 cricket. But I think also what you want is a case of if you go to Mohali, we all know what the characteristics of Mohali are, right? Yeah. So we want that to remain, and whatever the best pitch you can present on that day, great, you know, and it should have the characteristics of Mohali. And when you go to Wankhede, same story. When you go to Chepauk, same story. Yeah. Through the course of the season.
Yeah. Well, today there was still one guy for Chennai. Doesn't matter what surface it is, doesn't matter what bowling it is. If you put it in his arc, those long levers, which come down rather artistically, that's a great bat swing.
He's got a lovely bat. I remember seeing him last year and saying that bat swing reminded me of UV's bat swing. Yeah. I thought UV's bat swing, and left-handers always look good.
Yeah, it was made on a Sunday. It was like, you know, God's day of rest. It's like some things are just made on a Sunday. It's a fabulous like Lata Mangeshkar's voice, right?
There you go. Sometimes his bat swing. Today he hit one over mid-wicket, which was a nice shot. Normally he hits straight down there. Yeah. But because he's tall, and I think he probably holds the bat high, he gets these long levers as we talk about. Anything in the zone, he's got the freedom to go for it. Yeah. And he's in the purple patch. He's doing well at the moment.
Yeah,
we talked about him before game started.
5 sixes, the team hit. Dubey hit 3.
3 of those.
But yeah, of course, the Knight Riders completely choked Chennai. But I tell you what's the best news for them. Sunil No-Run is back. Yeah, because when he's on song, that's the kind of economy you get from him. Sunil No-Run, 4 overs, 10 dot balls, 15 runs and 2 wickets. They'll be very happy with this.
The wicket of Moeen was late on the ball.
Yeah, that was
the ball was zipping through and you could see he was putting more on the ball today. Sunil No-Run, he got a top batter bowled late on the ball.
Yeah, well, he was good. Yeah. He was good today, and Knight Riders will take a lot of heart from this because he's not had the best season.
Yeah, he's kind of back to Mr. Scrooge there.
Yeah, Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm happy for him actually that he puts in a performance, and many a time you compare people to the best version of themselves. You don't compare them to other people, right? So for Sunil Narayan, the difficulty is that for years and years, he's been the guy for the Kolkata Knight Riders. And then you turn up this season and it's not quite going for you. And you're kind of searching, how am I going to do this well? How am I going to contribute to the team? And sometimes his contributions have been there, but not been, you've not been able to see them, right? So because you can't see them, people take the figures in isolation and go, oh, he's struggling, you know? And by his own admission, he'll say this is not the greatest season he's had. No, what's it, 9 wickets now, right? But 3.75, 2 for 15 is awesome.
It's an affliction of the very best. You're cursed to be compared to yourself. So you have a bad day, Gaurav Kapur hosting Cricbuzz Live. You're not being compared to somebody else. You're being compared to yourself.
No, but the problem is
he doesn't have a bad
day. Doesn't exist. Yeah. so he wouldn't know what you're talking about.
While he blushes, let's keep the conversation going. It's not always that you see.
Yeah,
it's not always that you got him short.
You both are talking French to me. Again.
And you're like,
Look at him beaming.
What's
Look at
that?
him beaming.
In the words of Jim Carrey, I like it, Allah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, stop it, I like it.
That's enough of that. Carry on. So another guy who had a good day today, and we spoke about him. It's like we've got the magic touch today, right? We really have. We said Shardul not bowling enough. They haven't got... Geez, he was good today. Bowled tough overs, 10, 16, 19. He bowled that 19th over. What was
4 or 5
it?
something. 4 or 5 something, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good over, that one right at the end.
And he was bowling into the pads, not giving them enough room. He's a very street smart player. And street smart players, if you're not the most extravagantly gifted, if you've reached this level, it means you're very street smart. It means you assess situations quickly. Because you're not gifted to go and take 400 wickets.
Yeah.
So you learn to understand the game, your own game very well. I thought he adapted to the conditions well today.
Yeah.
So since you mentioned, actually, that was a really good one. 5 runs of that 19th over.
Yeah, that's
Very
gold.
We've got to remember that fitness is a big thing, right?
And now he's fitter.
And over the course of this IPL, this season, it's been a fight for him to, physically, he's not quite there, and is therefore working very much mentally with a body that's not quite ready yet, and it's kind of all a work in progress as you go along. It's not a surprise that as we go further and further in, he gets better and better, because it's not quite the best version of himself to carry on with the theme, so to speak.
Yeah.
But from a fitness perspective, it's tough. It's tough.
And he was good today, you could see.
Getting fit in time for the World Test Championship final.
Yes, he's ready. I might need him. Yeah, you would need him. Perhaps in the 11. Yeah, play Shiraz.
Lots of injuries. Lots
Siraj,
of
Shami. Huh?
Shiraz is a wine.
Shiraz is a wine. A fine wine.
good
You're
wine.
very French today.
Good grape. Yeah,
Sunday,
Good
champagne, wine, Bloody Marys. I don't know what's going on here on the show today.
No, the Marys were yours.
I'm saying everybody has their own drink, right? Wine, champagne.
But yeah, Siraj, Shami.
Siraj, Shami. You play the 2 spinners. It's the oval.
Never know. We'll wait and see.
Play the 2 spinners and you play Shardul. That's your team.
Away.
But that's not the team we're focusing on. We're focused on these 2 teams right now, because the Knight Riders have to come out. Their batters have to get this. It's a tricky score, this one, right? Tricky surface, tricky score. Pommie reckons it's about 20 short of where it should be. But we have seen collapses happen for a lot less, haven't we, Pommie?
Oh, indeed we have.
Someone last night, in fact.
No, not so long ago. We
Yes.
saw one. When was that?
What, 3 to 4 hours ago?
Was it? I think it's 2 hours.
Very fresh indeed.
Yeah.
So Rajasthan skittled, that's the word I like to use, skittled for 59 it was. But don't worry, Knight Riders fans, before you start trolling me, coming at me on Twitter, just relax. That's all I'm saying is that it's a good bowling attack that they're up against. Let's have a look at that, since we know that you need to have the wherewithal, the brains to use this surface well. Who are the people they have there? Deepak Chahar, one of the best when it comes to using anything that conditions give you. Also getting fitter and better as it goes along. Tushar Deshpande just seems to give runs but get a lot of wickets. And then, of course, you've got the spin. And he's got a lot of spin to play with today. There's Tikshana, there's Ravindra Jadeja, there's Moeen Ali. You know he's going to get overs from Moeen Ali today. And then, of course, we can't forget, there's also Patirana, who will come in as an impact sub. And he's another guy who's tough to play.
Yeah, interesting what Varun Chakravarti said afterwards. He said the pitch was sticking. The ball was sticking in the pitch with a bit of moisture. It became flat after the second power play.
Second time out.
Second time out.
He said second power play. Second time out.
Yeah,
after the second time out. If that is indeed true, then it should mean that it should get easier to bat as you go along.
Yeah, but I mean...
If that is indeed true. It didn't look like that.
Yeah, it didn't. Not in the 19th and 20th over for sure.
He was there, so it's just interesting to see what he said.
Mind games. It's mind games.
He's an architect, you know. So.
No, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to set up a solid structure for his batters mentally, because he's not going to bat. They're probably going to sub him out and get somebody else in. But see who the batters are for the Knight Riders. Rohan Gurbaz at the top, their captain. This is the kind of surface for the captain, isn't it? This is the kind of play he scores at a good clip, but today he doesn't need to. He says, I'm just going to stand around and shepherd this team to victory. It's a great chance for Nitish, the captain.
Batting what? Sunil Narayan at 8. I think Shardul 7, Sunil Narayan 8. So you're batting that deep. You're batting up to 8.
Yeah.
Because Venkatesh Iyer will come in at 3.
Yeah.
So Gurbaz, Jason Roy, I think their job will be, while the ball is new, hard, coming, send it back harder than it comes to you.
True.
My gut feel is it won't come very hard at them in the first place on this track.
Yeah.
But max that power play.
Yeah.
Yeah, can they play the spin in the power play? That's the question as well. Because with having played all those spinners, has gone with so many, you expect that they'll be spin bowled in the power play. With the pitch turning already, you expect that as well. With the way that they've set up their side, Deshpande up front, but at the back end, Patirana, not in the power play. So spin, the test of spin is all through the middle of that game. And they've got a bowl while, I think, to defend 144. But in trying to use the power play, you've got to try and ensure you're not trying to just win it in the power play, because you can't. You can't win it in the power play, but you can lose it there.
You can 52-run power play for Chennai, and remember they only landed up at 144, so they'll be thinking about that as well.
Have to get 50.
Have to?
They have to get 50.
But will they? Because this is your prediction. Come on.
No, I'm predicting 39.
39. Eh?
Oh,
Maybe for 2.
Precise, precision, my dear fellow.
No, I'm just a punt. It's not the end of the world. He's not giving me any prize.
Maybe.
He takes all of them.
Never
home.
know. Maybe
He
I
takes all
give
of
you
them
a
home.
magnum of champignon.
47.
Champignon, c'est le mushroom.
Hey, I'm going to give you a magnum of mushrooms. It's just a big bottle full of mushrooms.
Pommie, please give us your selection.
Yes, that's good. That visual.
I think I said 47. That's
47.
That's where I'm going.
So I'll just go smack in the middle then, because you guys obviously know something I don't. So I'm going to go 43. Just pack them in real tight, like you would mushrooms in a big bottle.
Be a lot more of Roy and Gurbuzz get going.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then we've got one right today. The first
Yes,
one
the very first one.
that came to Harsha
Yes.
by 1 run.
And we got the 109 wrong.
Oh, hello. Yeah. Oh,
You got that right.
it continues.
He's spoken at you again.
Moving the bear.
But so he's spoken the back, but at least he's spoken you from the side this time, not like last time where he stabbed you in the back.
I mean, really.
Yeah?
Oh,
That's
I thought he
That's
was a
hurtful.
nice guy. I thought he was a nice guy.
At least now you're admitting, chalo. At least in the past tense is
He
okay.
was a nice guy.
that's why some people call him harsh.
Correct. Harsh.
All right. That was when the knife goes in. Oh. All right, that's all we have time for. We're going to see you in the com box at the end of 10 overs. That's what we said to you in the second innings.
I'm laughing for the right reason this time.
You know, it's just me and my empty promises. We'll see you when we see you. You'll know. Get a notification on your Cricbuzz app, so make sure those are on. From Pommie, Harsha, and Gaurav, it's goodbye for now.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Chennai Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें